Hello, welcome back to Ancient Greece, or Zeus, Master of Olympus, with me, by Jingo. And I'm pretty sure I said in the last video that I'd take a break before coming back to this, but I have been spending the last week tossing and turning and writhing in indecision and a form of mental anguish as to what else to do. I'd had several ideas and I was rolling them through and I was trying desperately to get trade empires working again. It just won't happen. I'd try all sorts of loading up a virtual machine, but it's a step too far for this. I'm not that desperate yet. So I thought, yeah, I'll come back to Zeus. It's an old favourite with at least 10 regular viewers, so this one's for you guys. So I also looking through the adventure list earlier on today and realised that actually in this bit of the game I've not got very far through it. There's Zeus in Europa, Perseus and Medusa, and Athens through the ages. Which is somewhat challenging. I found it reasonably challenging. But there's also the Voyages of Jason, Hercules' Labours, the Peloponnesian Wars, done properly. Well, we'll have fun with that one, but not tonight. And the Trojan Wars. It's extremely challenging, so that'll be fun to watch. But we're doing this in a kind of order, so I thought we'd get started again on the Voyages of Jason. Overcome Zeus's curse, that's a good start, and become one of the most celebrated rulers in all of Greece. This challenging adventure consists of 5 episodes, so we should get through it in no time at all. Not if we go at the same pace as the last one. I think I got through the last adventure in about a week. Week and a half, I think. Which, you know, considering it took me 3 years and counting to get through Pharaoh, it's pretty nifty. So we'll begin adventure. We'll see where we go.
Zeus has put a curse on your family.
That's a good start.
Decreeing that it shall never rule an empire.
Huh.
There is only one way to lift the curse, and you will need the help of 3 of Greece's most famous heroes. Theseus purportedly knows more about this curse, but Hades is holding the hero captive in the underworld. And the great god will loose Cerberus upon anyone who dares to interfere with his plans for Theseus.
Well, that's a good start.
Meanwhile, all of Greece is talking over the centaurs' latest antics at Pirithous' wedding.
What are these centaurs?
As usual, the centaurs ruined the ceremony when they tried to carry off the bride.
You see, I mean, fully justified in the last video.
Looking for more wine, and leaders of cities everywhere are jealously hoarding their supplies of the beverage. You would be wise to do the same should you receive some.
Huh. Well, it's history repeating itself. I'm pretty sure that happened in the Thebes episode. Not with centaurs, but with dryads, or Maenads in... Oh, I had the city name then, but it escaped my knowledge. Anyway, to the city! Let's go! So this rather barren landscape is where I'm going to build the city of Iolcus. Iolcus? Iolcus. Sounds about right. So what have we got? We've got Lemnos, which looks like Aemnos there. I don't know why. They're an ally, they're congenial. Naxos is congenial and an ally. Eritrea is an ally and congenial. Trozen doesn't do much for us. And Stymphalos. Ah. Just learn Greek with by Jingo. Here we go. And we've got Teernum again, which is the same Teernum, looks like an onion, that also featured in Thebes. So you'll notice we've gone way back in time. It was 1409 BC. But I don't know how time counts for anything in this game because we're fighting the Peloponnesian Wars in the 700 BCs, which was 400 years out. The Peloponnesian Wars were 360. No, 326? Something like that. What can we do with this city? Also, let's check who doesn't like us. Zeus? I thought he put a curse on me. Demeter, Apollo, Hermes, Athena, Dionysus. Ooh, very nice. Who doesn't like me? Poseidon, Artemis, Ares, and Hades. So in this particular episode, I'm going to fall out, I think, with all 3 of the major siblings. Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon. You know, the power trio. So it's got something that goes into the sea here. I'll be honest, I'm rapidly going out of my area of familiarity. So as the adventures go on, I'll know less and less about them because, you know, as a kid you kind of play the first couple of episodes quite a few times and it sort of goes less and less. I think I played this, but it was so long ago now and must have made an impact on me that I can't quite remember. So we can farm wheat and carrots, and we can sheep and goats, and we can also fish. So unlike the others, though, unlike Athens, this place actually produces for itself. From that standpoint alone, we should have a bit of an easier time of it. But I don't mind cities that have to provide for themselves. I know in Athens, we ended up just being given loads of stuff. And that's probably cheaper than making it yourself. But you can't judge on gifts. You can't plan around gifts. I can plan around production, alright. But if it's like, oh, here's a handful of olive oil, 8. You might get some more later. What am I supposed to do with that? Admittedly, I've got to do that with wine in this scenario, but won't be needing it because there's no elite housing to build. Oh, before I do anything else, and to carry on stalling, let's take a look at what we've got to do. Got to a treasury of 3,000. That won't last. That will not last. Protect the city from Cerberus and fulfill a forthcoming quest. So that wasn't particularly enlightening. Now, I think a good place to set up a housing district is about here. It's kind of near the sea, so I can get fish from there, I can get farm stuff, food from over there, and oh, there's more over there. Ah, I've got a little inkling of a memory here. I seem to remember that this, you have to rely on this area here to get your sheep and goats from, because this becomes unreliable. Even if I'm not remembering them right, that does sound the most plausible. Hey, let's actually spend some money. And let's get a nice standard block going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So welcome to Counting with Jingo. We've gone from the first lesson, which was Greek with Jingo, and I've got to count. What did we get to? About 7? So I've explained this in previous videos, but I'll explain again for those at the back. This is a pretty good sized housing block. There's a good page on Zeus.heaven games, or Zeus Heaven, or something like that. Type in Zeus and Heaven Games and housing block into the search engine of your choice, and you'll end up with various different layouts that you can choose from. The simplest one I could find was this one, where you basically just have this here, all of your theatres and stuff go on the outside, but you can have others where they're arranged in such a way that you can cram in about 3 times as much housing, but it has to be very particular. Like, the theatre has to go here and the road has to go off in that direction, then do the right angle there, so you can fit a couple more houses in there. And like I say, I've got time for that, but I've not got the inclination. So we'll set up just a standard layout. Do you know, I never checked. Does anybody buy anything I produce? Fleece, wood. Oh, that's me. Cheese. So yes. I can provide all of those. So I'm going to start. I'm going to fall into the trap that I think is being laid for me and do my initial farming over here. And then in a later episode, I'm going to shift it to over here. I think. Could be wrong. I could be being paranoid. Both are a possibility. They're not mutually exclusive. You could be wrong and paranoid. In fact, it's more likely of the two. So I'll set up a wheat farm, carrot farm, and then we'll have a dairy and a sheep guarding shed. I don't know if that's the best arrangement. We can always go back and change it later. We've set up a little farming district over here, complete with a maintenance shed. Now, I'm not entirely sure why farm buildings need maintenance sheds. One of the good parts of Emperor was that most farm buildings, aside from the fishing quay, just did their own thing. And you didn't need to worry about putting a maintenance tower or an inspector's tower. Oh, that's something I could play in a later date. Emperor. That's set up in a similar way to this. I think it's... You see the development of the City Builder series. Like, Caesar's very similar to Pharaoh, which is not similar to Zeus and Poseidon. But Zeus and Poseidon is very similar to Emperor. So you can see the sort of the contrast between the two styles of City Builder game. I mean, I would play Caesar 3 more often, but there's just no roadblocks. That's just a killer. I mean, it's a very particular thing to get hung up on, but it really does away with the idea of having efficient cities. Well, it can be done. I've seen it done, but there's just something about it leaves me cold. It's all it needs. All it needs is roadblocks. Somebody somewhere must have made a mod for it, but I've not checked. What I've also not checked is, do I actually need fisheries? So what I'm thinking is I could put trading posts down here rather than fisheries. So I'm thinking, you buy a lot of wood. So actually, Lemnos is probably a good place to start. Then Naxos. Then Eritrea. Marble. I'm fine for marble, so I've got a feeling I'll have to buy the stuff and it's going to be quite expensive because I'm going to have to build quite a few sanctuaries. Such is life. C'est la vie. Well, it's French wood by Jingo now. Well, we're going all continental. What's next? Who knows? I certainly don't. So we've got... Start with Lemnos. And we'll have a wood industry going. So let's turn that around like that, and we'll just have this as just a little district that does its own thing. Export a whole bunch of wood, and we'll set up a couple of timber mills. Treasury has fallen below my goal. I would be surprised if I could maintain it above the goal. So now that I've stalled, basically finished stalling and you're wasting your bandwidth and your time, it was a pleasure.
My quest is sacred, and I trust only you to carry it out.
I, Apollo, desire the return of Theseus. Well, don't we all? Whom Hades is holding prisoner. Whom Hades is hurrying. In Hampshire and Hurricane, in Hereford, Hampshire and something, hurricanes hardly ever happen. Where was I? Whom Hades is holding prisoner in the underworld for trying to kidnap Persephone. You'll find that freeing Theseus is a boon to you, because he has information that only you need. Only Hercules can free him. Now I know why I need the wine. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a storage yard there that's going to do nothing but... We'll just close off all the notifications that were popping up. Hold nothing but wine. This housing section's got to be able to fit a stadium in as well. And that's expensive, that's 500 drachma. What else does Hercules want? I think he wants a lot of food as well. Maybe he wants marble. It's Jason that wants the food. Right, at this point in the Athens run, I think we've been invaded twice by Knossos. Good times. Better times when we invaded Knossos. Then invaded the Centaurs. Then invaded them again. What I was saying in the introduction, and I keep saying it, Centaurs. I'm gonna watch out for them. No actors can't join in the Pythian games. Never mind. Current food production is for 552 people. There's been more if I actually put some goats there. And we'll have a carding shed with some sheep. That's lovely. And this chap is just going in a straight line there, so I feel fairly confident in putting a granary down. Probably ought to have an infirmary as well. Thank you. Saw it coming. I know what this game's like. Played this game before. And I recorded it and filmed it and put it on YouTube. $112 workers needed. That's fine, that's going to stay like that a little while, at least until we can get some food in. It might be an idea to set up a fishery just because it's so close there. I'm hoping it should be a pretty swift return. I mean, I'd buy some. I'd be tempted to buy some just to get the city going, but I don't think anybody sells anything food related. I can buy plenty of statues, and that's going to be expensive. Right, I can see the dynamic of this adventure, even at this early stage. I can self-produce all at once, but I won't be able to complete any sanctuary without buying expensive marble, buying expensive statues, and buying expensive... Oh no, I can produce the wood myself. But how much are sculptures? They're about 640, aren't they? Yes, I know this game a bit too well. And marble is 84, but you take into account that you probably need... Well, you need 32 to even lay the foundations for Zeus's sanctuary. And then you've got all on top of that. In fact, I can't even look at building a Zeus's sanctuary at the moment. Stymphalus demands wood. Hey, by Jingo, you inferior lout! Send 10 planks of wood to me at Stymphalus in 3 months. I am the all-powerful Agapendo. Well, I could just come and take them. I've got one. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll stockpile it and see where we go. It's time to really lick boot. I don't think we're going to make it in time. 3 months. That's a very steep turnaround. Right, what can I turn off? I mean, I could build more houses. Or I could just wait a while until the food comes in. We'll be in... This carrot farm has far too few employees. It's all I can do to get the rabbits away. It's in April. And that's in July. I feel like I ought to put some more housing down. I mean, I could always delete it later. Oh, wrong way. Hey, he's not that powerful. He's only got one shield. Screw him. I'm going to sell this. I curse you, by Jingo, you didn't send 10 planks of wood to my city. Stymphalus. As I demanded. You could soon learn that it isn't wise to mess with me, the great leader Agapeno. If you send me the items now, I'll think you're just slow, not dense. Well, I don't have a comeback to that. Something along the lines of sticking my tongue out. Ugh. Right, everything's taking far too long. Let's pay some people. Those extra 8 workers are going to be the bee's knees. They're going to get stuff done. Thank you. Hey, by Jingo, you inferior lout. Oh, it's that guy again. Clear off. I mean, who does he think he is? As I say, he's only got 1 shield. Most he can send is, I don't know, probably about 8 hoplite companies. I mean, it'd finish me off if they invaded, but I can always pay them off. Just about. I imagine if they invaded, it's cost me about somewhere between 250 and 500 drachmas to pay off. I'd rather not, but I'd also rather not send him 10 crates of food and 10 planks of wood. And my word, how have we not got food yet?
I'm not moving until you hire someone to help me unload these goods.
Fine, I'll close you down. So we shut down the carrot industry. I think that's the carrot industry, yes. Most noble by Jingo, you could have been a contender. Oh, okay. Doesn't that sound like spam mail? So hygiene and safety is pretty top notch. Storage and distribution are apparently going to take everything. Husbandry. I basically want enough so that people go to the granary. Perhaps, looking back, it's perhaps a bit early to be setting up a wood industry just yet. 83 workers, need 6. In July, the harvest comes in, and then they can shut you guys down. Ah, screw it. I'll shut it all down. Wow! Oh, now we'll accept food. God, that was hard work. Whew. Right, we're on the way. We're making progress. It's slow and painstaking. And that's just me playing it. It must be agony for you watching it, with your head in your hands and cursing your curiosity to click the link to this video. Still, never mind. We'll get through this. And I think now's a good time to just turn everything back on again. Because I have learnt no lessons. Although I'm thinking there's 124 more people moving in. About half of them will be workers, so that should be good. Now would be a good time to have some skeins of fleece, I imagine. Now what's interesting to know that even without the wheat and the carrots, with the carrots alone and the fishing, produced enough for 672 people. More importantly, am I making money? No. But I'm only losing a little bit. I'll make even less this year, because if nobody's working in the lumber mills. Oh, come on. Cerberus has left his home in the underworld and is even now in our city. Their three-headed hound is bound to cause some trouble. Ooh. It looks awfully close. Like awfully close to the carrots. But dogs don't eat carrots, so we'll be fine. But they do eat cattle. Or they would if they were the size of Cerberus. I imagine so anyway, as a thought experiment. Right, I've actually got unemployment, which is a happy time to be alive. Everybody to the wheat fields, start everything up, and we're only short by 33 employees. Well, that's the first couple of years of the city wasted, but it's better than the alternative. I don't even know what that means. Well, get a Heroes Hall for Hercules. Why does this all sound like elocution lessons? Elocution with by Jingo. Well, I wouldn't learn it from me. Excellent citywide gymnasium access. It wants to win any Pan-Hellenic games. Hercules Hall has excellent culture access. It has no access. Needs to be some people. Needs to have some wine. That's not unachievable even at this stage. I don't want to spend the money on a stadium, but I don't see why not. Do I need anything else? Probably a theatre. Certainly need a lot more people in the city, but that could be achieved. Cram them in. Let's get some slums going. There we go. Oh no, cram me a rig. It didn't even start with please, did he? Just straight off, by Jingo, you inferior lout. Some people. I have plenty of food. I am paying people too much money. Now, I mentioned Zeus Haven or Heaven Games or whatever it was earlier. There is a thread on there as well where somebody has calculated the optimal number of industries to have. And what a lot of people tend to do, myself included, is build too many carding sheds and growers' lodges specifically. What I gather from that is that one... Greetings by Jingo. Thinking apparently is not one of our city's strong suits. Because our city lacks philosophers, we cannot participate in this year's Isthmian Games. Now there's a concept that's quite nice, having a bunch of philosophers get together for some games, and thinking games. You don't get that anymore, do you?
The only room for these goods in the city is right here in my cart.
Good, see that you do. That's not even a valid response, but I'm going with it. So you can do your bit, we'll have some fleece there and some oil apparently doesn't exist. So we've reached 500 people, there's a dog in the city, and we're no closer to any of that. We've got some access, excellent culture access, we could pump that up. Fairly easily as well. So if I put in, even though I can't afford it, I wonder what he thinks of me now. Furious. He's going to invade, isn't he? I wonder if I can get Hercules in the city before then. Unlikely. What was the employment situation? I'm still paying people high wages, and this I do not like. So we'll set up a fleece vendor. Oh my god, I want to tax people, but I can't. I mean, taxes seem fine when you're on this end of the taxation. I don't like paying taxes, but I do like handing them out. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's just one of those things, I guess. Also, at this point, we've got no commemorative monuments for anything. Our city hasn't achieved anything yet. Still, we've got the next Nemean games that come up. We should do all right. On the count that we've got stadia, we've got a stadium anyway, and we've got a gymnasium. I'm loath to speak your name by Jingo because it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Agapenio of Stymphalos. I'm gonna fall out with somebody else. I just don't understand his name. I'm extremely angry with you. There's no telling what I might do. Well, I'll give you a clue. It starts with I and rhymes with evasion. Or rhymes with invasion. I have a phenomenal amount of food. I wonder if I can sell that cheese. Sell what cheese, you might ask? Oh, that cheese. I could do, but is it worth the building a trading pier for it and upsetting my rather nice little setup? Probably not. Probably just carrying it. No, that's loser talk. We're not going to eat our profits. So none of that. Don't eat the cheese. Oh, too late. Don't eat the cheese. Sell it to Eritrea, wasn't it? Yes. Here's something about the difficulty level. I think if we put it out like that and then bring it back in like that and then get rid of that bit there, we can still turn it into a circuit of sorts. So I don't have to build another maintenance office. Because I am that cheap. And you sell some cheese. And then next time we get unemployment, after we've set the wages down, we put either wood or goats. One of the two. Now, Hercules... Does he defeat Cerberus? I think I was talking about this the other day. I'm able to list about 6 of 12 of Hercules' labours. Dear friend by Jingo, I'm asking to you for help. Harry of Lemnos, I'm planning a festival for the great god of Artemis who has saved my city from disaster. I would like to show Artemis how thankful I am. 8 crates of food. I probably could make that, but I don't want to. Wheat, carrots, fish. Stockpile it all. May as well build a second granary as well. Stop exporting cheese like you were even starting to. Stop eating food. That's got to go to celebrate a festival somewhere else. And, oh good. I can put the wages down now. And since these people aren't being taxed, I'd quite like to put wages down to practically 0. I wonder... it's hardly worth it, is it, at this stage? For the sake of, what, 6 drachma? Well, that's not good news. Why does everybody want wood from me? Why is everyone trying to eat into my profits? Can I even fashion a defence? I can't build a palace. I can't pay them off either. I Oh, I'm in trouble. If only I could tax or something. I guess I'm just going to have to become a vassal. Oh, how feeble. I've only got one shield. If I could just raise some rabble, I'd be fine, but you can't even do that without a palace. Game? This is not fair. Not a fan. Not a fan game. And it's just before the harvest as well. Well, there's not a great deal. Maybe they could get eaten by Cerberus, but it's a bit of a long shot. Most noble by Jingo, woe belongs to us this day. Our city has been conquered by a foul rival, Agapenor of Stymphalus, and we are forced to pay the brigand tribute. The shackles of servitude are already beginning to chafe. Yeah, well, if it allowed me to build a palace, none of this would have happened. Don't look at me, nothing to do with me. Also, we can start selling cheese again now. We can stop stockpiling wood. In fact, we can stop stockpiling everything. Ooh, claiming tribute of 1,000 drachmas yearly. When we win a Pan-Hellenic game... Ooh, I'm actually in debt now. I don't think... I made any money last year, it doesn't feel like it. Oh, I made 75 drachma last year. Oh, it's a tough one. The good news is we've got plenty of food. Look at all those carrots. Right, they're moaning about the appeal of the neighbourhood. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eritrea. That's actually very kind of you. I was going to spend it on arts and culture, but by Jingo, I don't seem to see the 10 planks of wood I asked you for as an ally, etc, etc, etc. Yes, the reason for that is cash flow. Cash flow! I was wondering why that was highlighted then, and I ended up clicking it to get rid of it, and it turns out I actually stockpiled the goods. So again, I only sold one. It was not worth the journey, pal. You only got 75 out of that. Still, it's about as much as I sold last year. Oh, no problem. Nemean Games, here we go. We might stand a chance. More timber is always the best timber. So we can stick another one of those in. Don't mind going into an employee deficit. Ah, I've actually sold some cheese. I mean, we can afford it. Look at that, 2,088 people we can feed. We've got 904. Oh, that's nice. It's not nice to betray my ally, but it's fine. I'm alright with it, because at least we've now got a financially viable city. Sort of. Not really. I mean, yes, but we did get a handout at the start of the year, but, you know. We'll just skim over that inconvenient truth. In the meantime, what can I do? Yeah, they're being held back by olive oil. There's nothing I can do about that. Since we've got some money in our pocket, we may as well spend it on culture. So we'll have a college there, a drama school there, and a theatre, and a podium. Which will go... Well, I guess there. I was going to think of somewhere else to put it, but I can't think of anything. And we'll spend... We won't. I was going to put some... Most exalted by Jingo, great honour is visited upon our city today for our contestants won the Nemean Games. Nice. We're only short now by 3 amphorae of wine, and Hercules need more population and something else. So we need more population despite the fact that, oh, I can build an athlete monument. This seems like a sound place to put it. As in, it will cheer up the most amount of people. Housing for 216. That's... It's alright. Still need more people. I always need more people. So... 18 planks of wood. Look lively, by Jingo. Even though you're just an insignificant gnat, you can still help me. I need 18 planks of wood for a building project in my city of Stimflow. What are you building? Yeah, it's just fine. Whatever. I'm hoping I can get Hercules in the city before anything happens like you turn on me. It's going to take him a while before he sends an army down to sort me out, and I'm hoping if I've got Hercules in the city, he'll just fend off any attacks and I will get my liberty back, and I can thumb my nose at whatever his name is. Not Harry, that's the other chap whose name I also can't pronounce. I do apologise to any Greeks that might be watching. So far as I can tell, looking at the analytics, there hasn't been any Greeks watching in a while, which is a bit of a shame given the subject matter. But there's been some Bulgarians, and that's fairly close to Greece. And with a statement like that. So what I'm thinking now is just, you know, ram people in. Stack them all in. As many as you can. Just to get them to that level. And wait for some wine. And then we can get Hercules on the go. I've already selected these. Why am I selecting them again? Because I'm nervous, I guess. I've got a very real time limit. Well, I've got to make sure you have excellent gymnasium access, but I don't really need to care about anything else. So I won't. We'll have water and that and gym. But by and large, we'll just leave that like it is. Possibly an infirmary if I'm feeling generous. Oh good. We're almost there, another 500 to go. But when you think how long it took us to get that initial 500, I'm not overly optimistic. So if we have the infirmary down this end, It's such a large building, isn't it? Just obnoxiously large. No, I prefer it there, because then you can at least stick another thing in this corner, another building. And then we could have another commemorative monument for population around about here. And that should cheer people up no end. Now you see the fleece supply. It's not going down too much. There's still some excess fleece, despite the fact that all these people have got some. Because fleece is calculated per household, whereas food's calculated per person. I don't know what that's supposed to signify, other than I've read the article. It was useful. It had lots of facts and figures in it. It was made me feel very smart. So I probably have quite a bit of unemployment now. I'm astounded by Jingo. Do you know who I am? Oh, sorry. You do know who I am, right? Agapeno, ruler of a for God's sake. How dare you ignore my demands for 18 planks of wood? Shall that be put as a question? That's one I just want to ask the audience while I'm here. When somebody says, how dare you? Should it have a question mark, or is it an exclamation? Because it's like it is a question. How dare? What means do you have to dare to do something? It's yeah, it seems like it ought to have an exclamation mark. My building project at Stymphalus is incomplete because you didn't have the sense to bring me the things I need. Send me planks of wood now so I can at least finish the project, you numbskull. Oh, I like this guy. He's alright. He won't look so good when he's invading my city, but with a bit of luck, depending on when this wine gets here. I mean, why does he need to drink 32 amphorae of the stuff? Also, how much wood am I exporting? Not a great deal. I can, and probably should, chop more. In fact, can I do that if I put in some river crossings? Sort of. I don't know. Some of these islands have wood on them. I mean, there's wood over here. Where can I put a crossing over here? Somewhere like here. It's not ideal, but I guess it'll do. Then we'll put a road, which is expensive. And then get some more wood on the go. Because exporting low-priced goods is what I'm all about. It's labour-intensive, not very profitable, and God, I wish you had some, like, bronze or marble or something like that, or some wine. I mean, what I could also do is get some more cheese on the go. Because unlike Athens, people actually buy cheese in this scenario. Which is nice. I keep selecting the wrong thing. I do apologise. It must be infuriating to watch. I've seen Let's Plays where the people that are playing are... Yes. That makes things a little bit better. Yeah, while you're watching, you can see something that the person who's playing can't see because they're also concentrating on talking. And it's so bad. You're like, just do it, stop talking and pay attention. But they don't, they just carry on talking like I'm carrying on talking now. Because I guess, if silence is a bad thing, dead air and all that, makes the audience nervous, they might start contemplating life. And that's the last thing we want. I mean, I can export fleece as well. I don't know what order I should do it in. What I do want to do is cram even more people into my city because we're almost there. Just in time as well, because thingy of whatnot is really getting cheesed off at me. It's cheesed off because, you know, dairy products and all that I produce. He is displeased. He's also got 2 shields. But I'm alright because in 80 population time, ooh, we have some actors. I don't think they'll do particularly well. Yeah, not bad. It wouldn't be fair if they won. The city access is pretty sparse. Playing Sophocles' Oedipus Rex. The tale of King Oedipus. Married his father and killed his mother. Did something. Killed his father. Married his mother. And sisters. Yeah, something like that. Lemnos loves me. God only knows why. But perhaps he could use that philanthropy to give me some marble. I have a feeling I might be needing it at some point. What I might do is have an export industry over here for fleece and cheese, and hope they don't travel all the way over here to put it in the granary. You don't just know why we need the 9 skins of fleece. Why do they sound so suspicious in this game? Allies always sound so suspicious. Never you mind why we need this, we just do. Alright. Whatever. Fine. Won't question it. What I will question is whether I can have appear to... I can. So, thought process. Lemnos, Naxos even, buys fleece. I can set up a little fleece workshop over here. And then if I need to import marble, it's not a million miles away from over here. I mean, I've seen worse ideas. Admittedly, I've seen better, but you know, it's I'm a mediocre kind of guy. We've got this. I thought the people in this carding shed are going to go to these sheep here, and then on occasion they will walk all the way over here. Oh, we've won the Pythian Games as well. Our brilliant and versatile actors have won the Pythian Games, taking the crown of bay leaves, honour their achievement by building commemorative monuments, blah blah blah. And because our city's actors so successfully entertained all of Greece, cities throughout the land now look upon you more favourably. Well, philanthropic, congenial, furious. So the message you didn't get to Stymphalus. He doesn't care about my actors, he wants his fleece and wood and tribute. We've also got enough people to send for Hercules. Whew. What I'm going to do is this place can get fleece. This carding shed can disappear, as can its attendant sheep. I don't know how you get rid of sheep. Yeah, perhaps they'll die off. Well, the world of Cerberus is an instant. I don't know who he killed there, but didn't look pleasant. We will have a storehouse here, and then something like this, where a whole bunch of carding sheds here. That's not a carding shed, that's a timber mill. But good try. That's a right click button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably going to drown me in fleece. And I'm alright with that. Sounds comfortable. So you accept fleece. You sell fleece. 24 of the stuff. And then we have a place over here that just... There we go. That gets over here to supply the city itself. I'd do something similar with cheese. In fact, I should have thought this after the beginning of the scenario. Is it too late to restart? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. So let's put sheep, 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 sheep. So many sheep.
I am Hercules.
And I'm ready for a challenge. What have you got?
What have you got?
I need you to defend me, Hercules. Protect my honour. Or at least the city's honour. So I don't know how many... Oh. Hold that thought. I like marble. I like marble a lot when it costs 60 odd per slab. In fact, it's nice that you offered this up because I was going to ask you for some. Oh. Cheers, Lemnos. Yeah, you're a pal. We've actually got... In fact, such a good guy, I'm going to give you some wood. I'm going to wait until I have more than just 4, because that's a little bit of an insulting amount. By jingo, I don't seem to see the 9 skeins of fleece. Oh, he will do. You'll see so much fleece you won't believe, but we need to wait for it to grow first. Right.
This city is unsurpassed.
Well, nice of you to say, Hercules, but let's be honest. It's a bit naff. Oh, why am I stockpiling the stuff? Probably because I don't need the excess population right now. Oh, good stuff. That's the kind of action you come here to see. Oh, I mean, as much as a hideous brute he was, still would have made that whimpering sound. Cerberus has been slain. The city residents no need to worry about his deadly bites. To be fair, I think there was only one casualty, and I'm not sure who it was. Okay, so I think we're almost solvent. But that's only because we get bailed out by our allies every once in a while. Could do with exporting some more cheese. That I could certainly do over here.
If only they had been invited to a Bacchic revelry, or a feast of Pan or Aphrodite.
Yeah, no problem. Attention, by jingo, you pathetic hanger-on. Since I, the imperious Agapeno, or Stymphalis conquered you, I demand you pay your annual tribute. See that I receive the drachmas within 2 months. No, because I've got my friend Hercules. So, that time, instead of sticking my tongue out, I put my... Thank you. I should not have it so it sends my email notifications up. It's, fortunately, there was nothing untoward. Where was I? Oh yeah, instead of sticking my tongue out, I put my thumb up top of my nose and waggled my fingers. With my palm outstretched. But that is not going to get me money. What will get me money is more dairies, more goats, more cheese. I'm trying to think of the best place to put it, because I don't want to build too much on the farmland. He says building it all on the farmland. Why haven't you paid me your tribute of 1,000 drachmas, by jingo? You owe it to me for conquering you, you weakling. You knew it when it was due. Now your time has run out. Just to show how reasonable I, Agapenior, Stymphalus, can be, I'll give you one more year. Oh, I'm loath to speak your name, by jingo. This man just won't stop sending me messages. It's like a desperate fan. There's a meme of sorts about that based on that Slim Shady video. There's Stanning or something like that, where you just become so obsessed with some celebrity you end up hating them and trying to kill them. Something like that. I don't know. Stanning, I think it is. Thanks. Well, at least you got them. It's better than can be said for Stymphalus. Stymphalus? I can't believe I'm having such difficulty with that name. Right, that's a lot of cheese. In 1 year's time, we're going to be all over that. Right, what do we need to do now? I don't want to do that yet, because I've got a feeling I'm going to get invaded. So I will keep Hercules around to comfort me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder how rebelling works in this game. I can't quite remember. I think in... Oh, that's not good news. Because it means that's happening. Oh, how ironic. We've not got enough fleece. I mean, we've got plenty. Let's start by reducing that just to 8. Because I've got a feeling by the time the cart pusher's gone all the way over here to pick it up, it's probably all gone. Where's he going? So he's from the pier. Oof. Don't know why that happened. Probably because his walk is so insanely long. Still, don't want it to happen again. And I do have the money now. I only had to get bailed out twice. Because, you know, I try to run cities so I don't have to borrow from friends, but I don't think I've not done very well tonight, have I? 6 months is all the time you have left, by jingo. I've been more than kind, allowing you to send in your tribute of 1,000 drachmas to me, Agapenior of Stymphalus. Late, I'm beginning to think you are abusing my naturally sunny disposition. Oh. Let's just recap. It's called being inferior loud, an oath. It says I'm slow, not dense. Insignificant hanger-on. I think I guess that's the joke they were going for. What an unreasonable man. Oh, come on, you can buy more than that.
Pleasure doing business with you. I hope Iolcus guides us home.
Well, so do I. I want you to come back, buy some more. Right, the fleece situation is stabilized, sort of. Could be better though. It could be helped an awful lot if I wasn't giving the fleece supply away, or at least selling it. Because you stalled my building project by refusing my demand, I do not regard you as highly as I did before. You have never regarded me highly, Stymphalus. Leader Agapenor of Stymphalus. To be fair, it won't take long to get to a treasury of 3,000. When I do, I will send Hercules off and hope he comes back in time for me to save me from... what's his name? In fact, if I send him off on his own, will he conquer the place for me? I don't know what the strength of heroes are. I'm also a bit worried about the fleece situation. Will you just hurry up and invade me already? Do you know what? I'm going to risk it, and maybe I'm going to regret this, but if you go Hercules, be back soon. Please. In the meantime, we can make some money and then we can get out of this place. Only to come back again. In leaving it just as sad a state as it was before. Look at that. That actually looks quite tasty, seeing that cheese piled up there. So we've hit the treasury goal. We've hit the cheese goal. Sells for 45, sells for 75. Sells for 60. It is remarkable how I'm able to make any kind of profit at all. 2 months. If you are defeated, you will never rise again. Hercules, come back! Oh dear. Game? It's like it knew. How long does it take to rescue Theseus from the underworld?
Thanks to you and
Whoo!
and is again roaming the Greek countryside looking for adventure. He has sent word to you that the key to unlocking
Iolcus
lies in the far-off land of Colchis.
Colchis. What are these names? Whew. Right, I am not looking forward to coming back here, but fortunately I think we're off to Colchis in the next mission, and I will see you there.